What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks with the MeidasTouch Network. So Kevin McCarthy's doing the rounds right now, basically pretending he's still Speaker of the House. He went on Meet the Press, and what he didn't do is take responsibility for all the chaos happening in the House of Representatives right now. He's still trying to blame Democrats. So let's take a look at him on Meet the Press and break down every little bit of what he's trying to say here.
You invoking Democrats. I understand why. The reality, though, is, as you know, Republicans control the House. Does this not come down to Matt Gaetz ultimately moving to oust you? And therefore, do you bear some responsibility for this, Mr. Speaker, for agreeing to give him the deal in the first place to be able to remove you with just one vote?
Okay, let's stop it right there because I am so happy Kristen Welker finally said it. Kevin McCarthy has been going around blaming Matt Gaetz, the Crazy Eight, and Democrats for having him removed. But here's the deal. In order for Kevin McCarthy to become Speaker, he had to give up some concessions. One of those concessions was that a move for a motion to vacate could happen by one member of Congress. He gave that concession. Matt Gaetz used that rule to have him removed. Now, he's going to blame the Democrats because they voted with 8 Republicans, but he will never bring up the concession that he made. This is Matt Gaetz's fault. This is the entire Republican Party's fault. And this is also Kevin McCarthy's fault. Because if they actually wanted him, they wouldn't have been able to get 8 Republicans to vote with those Democrats anyway. But let's hear Kevin McCarthy try to spin it.
Well, that deal has been with every speaker in the House. The only person who had changed it is Nancy Pelosi. But no other party. I had the power to make this motion against Nancy Pelosi, but I never did because I believed in the institution of the House. All the other Democrat leaders believed they never should have be able to raise this issue.
Was it me or did it seem like a bunch of rambling? Then he names Nancy Pelosi, more rambling, Nancy Pelosi again, and then more rambling. It is a conditioned response for Kevin McCarthy to bring up Democrats when asked to explain his responsibility in all this chaos. But it gets worse because check this out.
Remember, as we go forward in the next decade, if the majority changes, no one's going to have a big majority. So what Hakeem Jeffries has just done, changed the institution itself.
Wait, who? Again, it is a conditioned response. He wants to blame Democrats so bad, he brings up Hakeem Jeffries' name when it's obvious he's talking about Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz did this, not Hakeem Jeffries. And then he goes on now. He changes it to Matt Gaetz, but he doesn't actually acknowledge that he made a mistake by saying Hakeem Jeffries. He just kind of rolls with it.
To say it's okay to always make a motion to try to shut down one branch of government.
But Mr. Speaker, just to be clear,
what Matt Gaetz has done here, think about this. He has chosen with no plan, concerned about an ethics complaint that was registered against him in the last Congress, to try to go and move and shut it down.
So I just want to point out that in recent weeks, he and other Republicans have brought up the ethics complaint against Matt Gaetz. And what he's talking about are the allegations that Matt Gaetz has sexually assaulted underage girls. I don't know where this is going to go, but I think they're all bringing it up for a reason. But go on, Kevin.
This is a wrong approach. It's brought chaos. The Democrats went along with it, and they have blame too. But I would sit back. I'll take whatever blame needed.
There's absolutely zero blame to put on the Democrats. They voted as Democrats do. Your party moved for a motion to vacate. They wanted to get rid of you. The Democrats voted for that because you're not a Democrat. Let me be clear here. If your party wanted you, they would have never moved for a motion to vacate, and they wouldn't have been able to get 8 Republicans to vote with the Democrats. They did it because they didn't want you. Get over it.
But if the blame is on me for keeping government open and voting for the troops, I would do that again tomorrow.
But just very quickly, just to put a fine point on it, before we get to Tom Emmer, do you regret giving Matt Gaetz that power over you?
You don't have that choice. You have 218 votes to pass a rule. No Democrat would vote. They all voted just like they did to shut this, to throw me out. They all voted against that rule as well. So they wouldn't help at that time.
Kevin, you just said you need 218 votes to pass a rule. There are 221 Republicans in the House right now, Kevin. If the Republicans wanted you, you wouldn't need the Democrats to help. And why would they? You're not a good legislator. You're a MAGA Republican, and you flip-flop on election denial. Sadly, as much as you have been a shill for MAGA Republicans, it was another MAGA Republican who got rid of you. Kevin, this is embarrassing. I mean, try taking responsibility for your actions one time. Just one time. This guy was the leader of the Republican Party. And that is why I say that the Republican Party is fundamentally unserious. Kevin McCarthy is a joke, and the Republican Party is an embarrassment to our nation. Period.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.